Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Thursday, the 9th of February. Well, a disappointing day on Wednesday, so let's move quickly on. No excuses really, just very poor. So, losing day Wednesday, it's time to get it back, but it's a small stakes day on Thursday. I'm going for a 20 pence each way Yankee and a 30 pence each way accumulator comes to a fiver. So let's get straight into it. So let me be honest, these races, they're not all extra place races. Some of them I've gone in for probably poor value races when it comes to places and the amount of runners. But I've had a look and I think they could, not some upsets, but I think there could be some horses that are rather overpriced or others that are underpriced because of the ground. There are some horses that are close to favouritism or favourite, but it's based on soft ground. But it isn't that at Doncaster or Huntington tomorrow. It's good ground and it's only really going to get quicker. So let's get straight into it. So the first selection is Professor Calculus. I've left the price and it's in the 5 past 1 at Doncaster. This is one that will appreciate the good ground, if not a tad quicker. It's not in the best of form, but it is one of the very few who should love this quicker ground. The second selection is Gasham. I've taken the price at 33 to 1 in the 140 at Doncaster. This horse has a higher Racing Post rating than, I can't remember if it's the second or third favourite. The fancied horse that I looked at had a Racing Post rating of 86. Well, this one had one, I believe, of 94 or 96. Don't get me wrong, its run last time was disappointing. It only achieved a Racing Post rating of 68. But the first time cheap pieces, it set a good pace, then weakened. Last time, it was ridden more conservatively. It has every chance of placing if it is ridden a little bit more conservatively again. I don't want it blasting from the front. Don't get me wrong, it could run a good race blasting from the front because a lot of these are inexperienced. So the jumping of the other horses may go to pot if this horse sets a quick pace. However, I don't really want that. I'd like to see it racing in about 5th place and then once they start asking the questions to start making some ground then. I don't really want it forcing the pace. The third selection is Hunter's Court at SP in the 10 past 4 at Huntington, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse is getting on a bit now, but I honestly believe 2.5 mile or 2.5 mile-ish on decent ground, which is good ground or any quicker, should be right up this horse. Well, I think good ground should be right up this horse's street. It's interesting that they've kept persevering with this horse, but there's an awful lot of these horses that have got decent form on soft ground, and also some of them that are handicapped right up to the best. So there are some that are vulnerable, and I believe this horse could possibly drift because of the age. People see it's 13 years old and ignore it. Well, I think it could minimum sneak place, but I could be wrong. It's coming off a bit of a break, but it's ran well in the past before fresh. So, yeah, an interesting horse. And finally, Moon Lady at 13 to 2 in the 4:45 at Huntington. Basically, I've taken the price because I like the fact that Sam Tristan Davis is riding for Nick Henderson. If this horse is no good, it won't be 13 to 2. It's probably about 16 to 1. If it's fancied, well, Sky Bet have probably got it wrong, and you'll see probably a horse about 9 to 2 or 5s. If it's 13 to 2, I'm guessing race time, then they're unsure about it, and I think the market probably thinks it could sneak place. So I do think I looked at the horse, and Kerry Lee used to train the dam, and it won. It's dam won. It's only a flat race, nothing fantastic. I think it rated about 100 as a Racing Post rating. So if I'm being honest, I don't know. I just think it's an interesting recruit for Nicky Henderson, and we know what he's like with his national flat horses. So it is taken with a bit of hope. So those are the 4 selections. I'm not bothered with the singles. So it's 20 pence each way Yankee and a 30 pence each way accumulator comes to a fiver. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.